this isn't even about me per se. Someone else telling this story to recently, a new friend of mine. He said it really well. I had had a lot of success in my career up until this moment, and God had blessed me abundantly. And he looked at the whole thing and he said, what's revealing is that you were on a pedestal that you discovered was an altar at the last moment. And so that's really interesting. I like that. I said, the follow on to that is if it had been an altar of truth, if the sacrifice of my career was the requirement because I happened to be in command when we were unlucky and had a candidate come through and make some terrible decisions, then I would walk to that altar and I would give myself up willingly. My career is over one way or another here. This isn't about me at all. The problem is the truth was compromised. And so it was a false altar. And not just me, my instructor cadre were vilified. This is about them. They served honorably and professionally. And I could tell you example after example. You've read some of the stories I've posted on LinkedIn, these stories of warfighter production about what I saw on a day-to-day basis in absolute professionalism and trustworthiness with these men and women that were instructing our next generation's warfighters. So to see them publicly vilified as this, my words, not the article, but this Mongol horde and painted to be just an out of control group of instructors really bothered me. It really bothered me. I see trust as a very important part of leadership. There's a lot of leaders out there that love to talk about, you need to earn my trust. Well, that's great, but trust is bilateral. And what many leaders forget is the need for, as leaders, us to earn the trust of those that are entrusted to our care. They have to trust us to lead. They have to trust us to stand up for integrity. They have to trust us to back them when it's appropriate. And it's really easy to do that when you're getting awards as a command. It's very easy to do that when everyone's talking about how great you are. But that's not what's happening right now. And so the way I see this is me fulfilling the trust they placed in me as their commanding officer to stand up in their defense in a season of hardship where they've been vilified. It's unjust. I can tell you, they call me and write me and message me regularly how disenfranchised and frustrated and betrayed they feel because nobody stood up to defend them when they were painted to be such negative instructors. And I knew factually they were not. So this is me defending them. And I'm risking a lot to do it. I'm breaking our code of silence to do it. I'm doing my best to do that professionally and honorably. But this is me fulfilling that trust. This is part of my oath of office. This is me adhering to the values that I say are important to me, come what may. And beyond all that, our values have to matter.
Yeah.
Honor, courage, and commitment have to matter. The SEAL ethos has to matter. Truth matters. We have to adhere to truth even in the small things, or they turn into very big things, which can now compromise the entire spirit of the organization. If we subvert those values for any other reason, any reason at all, the ends don't justify the means. That rots the entire organization from the inside out. And if that happens, the SEAL Trident becomes a piece of stamped metal that you can buy at the commissary for $12 and that's it. And it becomes worthless. I refuse to let that happen. This isn't vindication. This isn't vindictiveness. This isn't anger speaking at all. Every step I'm taking is out of love for the Navy, love for naval special warfare, a desire for us to adhere to the truth, to the things that we say we stand for, and to protect my cadre from being further vilified.
That's
Thank you, Captain Gary, right there. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Well, I want to leave it at that. And Davis, I'm going to have you finish up with letting people know specifically how they can help and where they can go. And if you brothers would just stay on until the show finishes here, I want to run something by you as well in private. So Davis, let's finish up. Let everyone know.
Yeah, we'd ask anyone to go to standwithwarriors.org. You can donate there to that organization. Again, you guys know how that started. That was started for the benefit of Navy SEALs. That's what we're going to do here. There's not a lot of overhead or anything else involved in Stand With Warriors. It is simply going to be dedicated until as long as we need to fight this fight with Captain Geary and make sure he's defended well, because it does matter. And we're hoping to get to Congress so that these issues can be addressed so we can see long-term changes. So standwithwarriors.org is the place to go to do that. And I would encourage anyone listening It really does matter. This is a situation where it does matter. We are getting some traction now in Congress. We have, individual congressmen that have broke this story, that have gotten information from the Navy. They're willing to push. They just need to understand the issues. They need to understand it matters to the American people. So contact your senators and congressmen. Talk about Captain Geary. Talk about the need for this to be investigated.